Hey y'all! Today I am going to give you a review of the Baltimore 10 miler that was run by Corrigan Sports that I participated in this past weekend. And if you follow my blog, you know I got a story to tell. So stay tuned. You don't want to miss this. Hey, and welcome to Temple Running with MJ Smith. I am MJ Smith. If this is your first time here, welcome, and we hope to see you again. And if you are returning, hey, and welcome back. So today, as I said in the intro, I am going to talk about my experience running for the very first time the Baltimore 10 miler. I have done several Corrigan Sports events before and I absolutely love them. The swag is never disappointing and the events are always well put together. They always have everything you need. So I never have any complaints. So when they told us that we were going to have to come and pick up our stuff, I honestly thought it was going to be in Baltimore. But folks tell me that usually it is in Baltimore, but the race had to move outside of Baltimore because the city of Baltimore is not currently allowing races, due to the pandemic. They still haven't gotten there yet. So we went to this little town outside of Baltimore called Cockeysville, Maryland. And so I got the notification of the packet pickup. So I'm thinking like, okay, I live in Virginia and Baltimore is probably about 50 miles away from my house, right? That's how far I usually go to do a race in Baltimore. So when I put it in my GPS the morning of packet pickup, it said that it was 75 miles away from me. And I was like, oh my gosh, like that is a lot further than I thought. I'm very grateful for the race at this point. So I'll go a little above and beyond just to be able to get out there and earn a medal and run with some other runners. So I got up and I made the trip out there. The 75 miles, and it ended up being 80 miles because they wanted to take me around, and then it started thunderstorming right before I was leaving. Like, it was just all these circumstances happening that was making this race very difficult. So it only rained a little while, so that was good. At least I didn't have to drive in a thunderstorm. But they took me an 80-mile route because they were trying to take me around some traffic because, of course, all times of day on a Friday in the DC, Maryland, Virginia area, if you're trying to get from Virginia to Maryland, you're going to hit some traffic at some point if you're trying to get the fastest way. So they took me around, and even going around, I hit some traffic. So it took me like an hour and a half to get out there, maybe more than an hour and a half. And then I got there and I absolutely could not find the place for like an hour. I could not find this packet pickup. So I pulled in, my GPS led me to where they told me to go, which was this town center. It was like a mall, like an outdoor mall. So I'm like driving around the mall, then I park, I get out my car, I'm walking around, I cannot find this packet pickup. And I'm like, oh no, like I literally just drove an hour and a half and I have no idea where I am going. Y'all heard that? That was the frustration that I had on that day. So finally I got in my car and I just started driving around the mall, like the long way around the mall. And I came up and I saw everything. Like they were setting up, it was tents, it was, the gates, the start line was getting started. I was like, this is where I come. Okay, perfect. So I go around there. I get my bib, I get my shirt, and the shirt and the bib were fantastic. I think I'll show you a picture of the shirt here. But it was a tank, a racerback tank, just like the one I got on, kind of. So I love my racerback tanks. And so I was really excited about this shirt because it is one I will actually use to work out. And so like I told you, Corrigan never disappoints. I did let them know and give them feedback that it was very difficult to find it and they should give more specific instructions to people. If they're going to say, come to this mall, tell us where to go, because I literally probably wouldn't have found it. And if I hadn't drove an hour and a half, I probably just would have left because I would have been like, I can't find it. It's not here. As I was telling her that it was very difficult to find, I had two people in line behind me and both of them were like, yeah, I've been here like an hour. And one guy was like, yeah, I parked like a half mile away. I've been walking around this place looking for So it wasn't just me, y'all. I felt a little better that it wasn't just one of those MJ-isms, because I have my moments where it's like that only happened to you because you MJ. So, but this one, I had some brothers and sisters with me. They felt like it was difficult to find as well. Wasn't just me. If you ran the race and you found it right away, or if you had a hard time finding it, let me know in the comments below, because I really, really want to know how many of us was out there struggling to find it. Anyway, so I pick up my bib, I pick up my shirt, I drive the hour and a half back home, 80 miles again. Traffic is thicker now because it's later in the day. So finally I get home, I'm freaking exhausted. I've been driving for over 3 hours at this point. I think I had left the house 4 hours before. So I've been gone for 4 hours. And so I'm like, I'm too done. All to get a tank top and a bib. I did not lay my stuff out the night before like I usually do. I did lay out a couple items, but I didn't put my full layout like you may have seen me post and do before races in the past. So I wake up in the morning, I grab my stuff, everything I think I need, and I head out the door. So as I'm driving, I'm like, oh crap, I forgot my headphones. I can't believe that this just happened. How in the heck am I gonna do this? So I'm rummaging through my car. My car headphones I had taken out of my car and used them for something and then never put them back in. Like I always have an extra set of wired headphones in my car just for emergencies. Bad mistake. Always put them back when you take them out. So anyway, no headphones, right? I'm freaking out. I'm looking for Walmarts. All the Walmarts don't start till 7. The race starts at 7. So I'm driving along and I'm pissed about the headphones, but I'm like, okay, we're going to make it through. We're going to figure something out. I look over at the passenger seat and I'm like, I don't have a bib. How am I going to race without a bib? They were very, very, very stern that there was no same day packet pickup. So I'm like, what do they do if I left my bib at home? Are they gonna let me race? I've never left my bib at home before. All the races I've done, I've never left my bib at home. So I'm gonna go real quick to a little clip of me freaking out because I don't have a bib. Because at this point, I done forgot about the headphones. I'm like, I don't have a bib. Like, that's a huge thing. Like, I might not be able to race. So here's a clip of me freaking out about that. It's backed up traffic off onto the interstate, so I'm hoping I get there. But I got some whole other problems going on right now. So I left. First, I discovered I left my headphones at home. So I was freaking out about that. And I found these super old, decrepit headphones that I am praying will work for me today. I'm going to try to run with them because I have to have some music or my audiobook or something in my ear. So that's the first problem. The second problem, which may be a more major problem, I'm trying to breathe through this, y'all. I left my bib at home. So I drove 160 miles yesterday to get here to pick up my bib, and I left the crap at home on the day of the race, which I have driven another 80 miles to get here today. So needless to say, if I get up here and these kind people tell me that there is nothing they can do for me, my heart will be broken. My effort will be crushed because I put so much into making sure I can do this race, and then I do something dumb like forget the damn bib at home. So I am just really not well right now. I'm trying to put it in God's hands and calm myself down, but it is very difficult. I don't even know if anybody will be able to help me, period, because they were very, very strict about the fact that you needed to come pick up your packet yesterday, which is why I drove the 160 miles. So I'm very nervous. So y'all pray for me, please, that I'm able to run this race and get the timing and everything. Hopefully they're able to issue me another bib, maybe. Hopefully they bring spares. I don't know. I've done hundreds of races, but I've never left my bib, so I don't know how this part works. Anyway, like I said, please pray for me. I'm giving y'all my raw emotion right now because I literally have no idea what is going to happen, whether these folks are going to let me get a bib or not. So I'll let you know how that comes out. So obviously I got there and they gave me a new bib. Yay. I tried to give the lady my sob story. I said, I drove so far yesterday to get here. I drove 3 hours round trip to get here, to get my bib, to get my shirt. She just cut me off. She said, and you left your bib. I said, yes. She was like, it happens. And once again, I wasn't alone because there was a lady behind me and she was like, I left my bib too. So I wasn't the only one having an MJ moment or MJ morning. So I had a sister with me. But I don't know if that's a club we proud to be in, because you can't be a racer forgetting your bib at home. Like, who does that? Anyway, obviously I do. Anyway, so we get started on this run. I have no headphones. Y'all, I literally don't train without headphones. I don't even run a mile without headphones. My brain is not trained to run without headphones. And as soon as we got running, I realized we were running in very, underwhelming environment again. But it was much better than the last half marathon that I did, where it was just the dirt roads. So it was paved and it was trees, and I was actually digging it. And if I had my headphones, I probably would have been absolutely fine. But this route was so hilly, and I hate hills, y'all. I hate them. It did teach me that I have got to do some training on hills. So you'll probably see me do a show on that once I put together my program on hill training, because had I been trained on hills are like push-ups for me. Like, I don't do them because I don't like them and I'm not good at them, and I'm not good at them because I don't do them. So it's like an endless cycle. So I'm going to have to force myself to do hills so that I could be better prepared, because those hills kicked my butt. My legs were still tired like 4 days after the race. It was crazy. It was so bad that they had one last hill when you were like a quarter mile from the finish line. I couldn't do it, y'all. I walked up that hill and they sent our pictures, and the photographer caught me walking up the hill. And usually I put on for the photo, like I'll be dying. But as soon as I see that photographer, it's like, ah. But no, I couldn't even put it on for him. It was hot, very, very, very hot. It was hilly. But at the same time, it wasn't a bad race. Like, if I had had my headphones, I think I would have had what I needed to mentally get through those hard times. But instead, since I didn't have my headphones, there were a lot of hard times. I just fell off. Nothing felt like I had trained and that I was ready to run 10 miles when, in fact, I had just ran a half marathon a couple weeks before. So it was a rough race for me. It was very rough. It was hot. It was hilly. It was humid. It was all of those things. And every runner that I talked to that did that race that day said that it was tough for them, but some still pulled it out and performed. So shout out to those of you in my social media family and fellow runners who really kicked butt at that race that day. But overall, Corrigan Sports put on a phenomenal race, as they always do. MJ messed this up for MJ. I will not put this on Corrigan Sports. I'm putting this on myself. I made this a crazy race for me. But I will tell you, this was a hard lesson learned. I'm not going to say I will never, but I doubt if I will forget my headphones in a race anytime soon. Because I think I could have actually really enjoyed that race. I was actually feeling pretty good. It was just I didn't have anything to get me through the tough spots. So definitely I would recommend the Baltimore 10 miler, especially when it gets back in Baltimore. I love running Baltimore. That's why I usually do the Baltimore Running Festival in the fall. I'm already registered for the one coming up this fall. If you are in the area, it's a race I would do, especially if they're back in the city, which I'm thinking by October they should be able to get that back going. Come on, city of Baltimore, we need you. So anyway, great race, great experience. I would always recommend a Corrigan Sports event. So if you did the Baltimore 10 miler, or if you've ever had a morning like I just had at a race, left your bib or left your headphones or left something that is absolutely critical for you to have a good run, please tell me about your experience in the comments below. I like to know that I am not alone, because I have literally never had an experience like this at a race, and I've done hundreds of them, and I have never just lost my dang on mind and left some critical pieces at home. and couldn't go back and get them. So that's all I have for you today. If you have not already, please hit that subscribe button. And if you like this video and this review, please give it a thumbs up. And make sure you hit that bell so that you don't miss when I upload new videos. And if you haven't already, please go and follow my running blog on Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook. And I mostly post stuff on Instagram. I post a little extra on Instagram. So if you have Instagram, that's where you want to follow me. But I am on the other platforms as well. But I post there almost daily, just giving you my run journey. And I also like to follow some of yours. So check me out there. So until next time, are you in?